Hey guys, how's it going? I'm going to show you how to make an automatic wheat farm. It's really cool. It's actually that device you saw there. It's a little bit more complicating. I'm going to show you how to make it. So you're going to start out with any type of block. 11, 12. And you're going to do 12 in a line. It really doesn't matter what block. I'm just using wood for the sake of this example. Let me count really fast. 12, perfect. So then you're going to go ahead and double that. I will explain the reason behind the doubling here in a minute. And the reason that I said it's not really important what block you use, it's not really a factor. I like to make mine out of wood because it's easily found in survival, but it can really be any kind that you want. So the next step on this is going to be getting pistons, and regular pistons, they look like that. The reason I didn't choose sticky pistons is because they're really hard to get slime to make the sticky pistons in survival, and I mean, we all know that, so it just makes it really easy to do regular pistons. You're going to place them exactly like I said. You're going to do them facing each other with 2 blocks, a gap in the middle, like a little slot here, and it's going to look basically like that. You're going to put the 4 in the middle back to back like that. Once you're done with that, you're going to go ahead, whoops, not with pistons, you're going to go ahead with your block again, and you're going to put, I like to call it a little like trough type thing behind it, like this. Make sure you leave room on the bottom too, because that's important. A little trough like this, and once you're done with the trough, you're going to go ahead and put the blocks behind those as well, behind the pistons, and you'll see that it creates like 3 sections there. That's really important also. I'm also going to get to that a little bit later. And the reason I had to do double wide is because we are going to put water back there, and it does make it easier to hold the water. And I will give you times during this video as well to go ahead and pause it and then play it again before I move on to the next section. So if I'm going a little fast, feel free to go ahead and go back and rewatch it. And then when you get to that point, just pause and go ahead and make it for yourself, and you can follow my videos side by side. So the next part that's important on this is you get your redstone equipment. So that's regular redstone torches, and redstone repeaters. Now, the redstone repeaters, you're going to want to place facing the pistons behind each piston. And it's important that they're facing because otherwise it's not going to work, obviously. We all know that. So, and then you're also going to place one right there. That's important for later as well, and we'll go over that. So then you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your redstone wiring, and you're going to go ahead and wire the whole thing across the top. Okay, so just like that. Make sure you connect it to all of the adapters on top. Then you're going to take your redstone torch and just place it right back there. And as you can see, it activates the redstone torches and adapters and stuff, and the pistons go ahead and close together. Now, it's important that this works, and it can go back and forth like this because we're going to end up putting something back there. So this leads us into our next step. You're going to take a water bucket, and you're going to go ahead and place 2 slots of water behind the closed pistons. Let me reinforce that, closed pistons. And as you can see, this is equivalent to the one back there, and then the one over there is eventually what it'll look like when we're done. It's not very big, but I did do those trial runs just to make sure I knew what I was doing. So this is one of those points where you can go ahead and pause the video now, kind of get reacquainted, make sure this looks exactly the way and works exactly the way mine does, and then go ahead and continue. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and continue the video. So the next step here is, I wouldn't so much call it important, but it is important. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. You're going to go ahead and take oak wood slabs. You're going to place them on the middle 4 here, out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, this is important because you're going to end up putting your crops down these little runways here. And it also keeps the water from running. So, I mean, you want your water to stay organized where you can control it, right? Then on the outside, you're just going to do your regular planks. Now, the slabs... Excuse me. The slabs, I do apologize, I'm sick. The slabs are important because if they're too big, the water won't flow correctly. And also, you need to do slabs because nothing else is going to work the same way. So the cool thing about this is we did 8, and if you move these torches, the water will flow out and it will stop right at the edge if you've done it correctly. And that's how you will know that you've done it correctly. The water will flow out like that. So the next step here is you're going to want to build a trench just like you did back there in the ground on the edge of where the water flows to, just like that. Don't worry about the edges over here. In fact, you can even put your blocks there, okay? Then here in the middle, you're going to get rid of these 4 right across from there. And that's where your water will be, all of your crops will be collected once they come flowing back down. What you're also going to do next is you're going to place water, 1 on that edge, and then 1 on the other edge. What this does is it flows the water down into here, where you will collect everything once it goes down. So let me go put my torch back up again and show you how everything should look. The water succeeds, and there you go. That's your next step. Go ahead and pause the video again. Otherwise, if you're good, just stay with me and I'll go ahead and finish the video for you. It shouldn't be too much longer from here. So the next step is really important. I really need you to pay attention to this. So what you're going to do is you're going to break these blocks underneath and place water there. Make sure it's not flowing like the top ones, and then replace it with blocks. This is important for 2 reasons. 1, the water allows the dirt where you place your crops to not dry up. And you know from mining in Minecraft, or from farming in Minecraft, excuse me, that you need to have water near your dirt. Then the blocks also are important because it allows the water to flow evenly. Without those blocks there, it would just go right into that little part there and you wouldn't even have an effective water thing. So that's very important to go ahead and do that. And if you're concerned about whether it's going to farm or not, it is on this end and it is on the other end too, so it won't really be a problem for you. Let me go ahead and set the time here, make sure it's daylight so you can see the video. Yeah, so this next part is very, very important. So you're going to go ahead and remove your torch here really fast, okay? And yes, your water is going to be flowing, but it's not going to go anywhere. You're going to place a block like I just did here and run the redstone down. Once you do, you're going to run it down into the ground. And being 2 blocks down at all times, you're going to run this out. And I usually go 3 blocks past the rest of the items on the machine. This is important because this is how you're going to control your machine. So once you've done that, you're going to go ahead and grab a lever out of your equipment here. You're going to, that's a repeater. Place a lever there, okay? Then you're going to go down halfway. You're going to place a repeater. What this does is it allows you to control your contraptions with the flick of a lever. And mine's not strong enough, so I'm going to have to go and place another repeater here. And we'll see if that gets the job done. I do apologize for sniffling. And that got the job done. So you're going to go ahead and just wire it like I did, like that, so that you can pull the switch and control the water flow. Once you've done that, you should basically be all set. As far as your redstone, you don't really need that anymore. You can go ahead and just put that away. It's not really going to be that important to the rest of the building of the items. One thing I will say is go ahead and cover your redstone with grass. Make sure on that left end over there and this end down here, you do leave enough room for the redstone to actually connect. And that won't be a problem. It will be hidden later, so we don't need to really worry about that. Yeah, so this is another point where I'm going to go ahead and stop it and let you get yours in the same spot, connecting the redstone and everything. Yeah, so go ahead and pause. Otherwise, I'm going to continue. Once again, I do apologize. Sniffling. I am sick, but obviously you guys all understand. So our video's running well here. The next step that we have to do is not really that important. It's more cosmetic. So what I like to do is just run blocks. The same block you made the rest of it out of along the top here. Oh, I do apologize. I'm sorry. And then you're going to run it around, and you're just going to enclose the whole thing in a building, basically. And yes, you will have that weird, awkward part sticking out, but it's not really going to be that big of a deal. And this is more designed to be a big building anyway, so a lot of people like to include it in their villages. They can use it as outside a farm. You can make these as big, as small as you want, that kind of stuff. So it's really important that you understand that the size doesn't really matter. It's not going to affect anything. So definitely feel free to mess around with it a little. Then you want to go one above it and go ahead and just enclose the entire thing in whatever block you choose. Obviously it is wood in my case, but it just makes it easy if I just say whatever you use, because you may have used cobblestone, you may have used a different type of wood, you know, whatever. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of weird. So, yeah, and then once you've done that, you're going to, you know, go around and notice that it does actually look really cool from the front, which is what you see over there, is that I've, you know, completely enclosed the entire thing, and that is literally almost 100% of the building. The only thing you have to do is go through and place your crops. And one last thing I do want to add is, you don't have to, but I like to go and just add like a little bridge here so that I can cross. It just makes it really cool looking. You don't have to, like I said, but I do like the idea. And then another idea that I do like to add too is just placing glowstone for when it gets dark, because a lot of people like to enclose this in a building, and so the more light there is, the easier the crops grow, that kind of stuff. So, but that's really your decision on that. I'm going to go ahead and just do it for the sake of this video here. So once you have that, the next step is you're just going to go grab a tool. Obviously, I have option to use a diamond hoe, and then I'm also going to get regular seeds. Now, this only works with regular seeds. It doesn't work with anything else. I don't know why, but it does. And you're just going to go through and just plow your fields here. I know it seems like a lot of work, but trust me, it'll save you time in the long run. And yeah, go ahead and just you know, plant seeds, or not plant, yeah, and then go ahead and plant seeds after you've plowed all the ground. And it's going to take me a little bit. Hold on a second. And this is really effective for, I mean, obviously you have to have a lot of materials, but it's really effective for those that don't like farming but need to in order to live. You know, like you can just go ahead and do this. So then you're going to want to take bone meal for the sake of speeding up the process, and just go ahead and do this. You can do it without. You can just wait for all the plants to grow, but it does make it easier with bone meal, as you can see as I'm going through, and the plants are just, whoa, magically growing. But like I said, it's not required. And I mean, like I said, I am making this in creative, so I have all this stuff just at hand. It does take a little bit of time to make this in survival, but it's definitely worth the wait. So I would definitely suggest it. I did do it as well to make sure it could be done, and it's really beneficial. I think it's really going to help out everybody. Cool. So now that all of your plants are grown, yeah, it looks really cool, doesn't it? I like to go and take my chest, okay? And I just place a chest here, and I place a chest here. The reason for that, you have to collect your crops somehow. So once you pull this lever here, you'll see that the water starts to flow and it knocks out all the plants. Then it flows down the water and catches it all for you at the bottom, right down here. And if you just go ahead and wait for everything to flow, it won't get everything, but it definitely gets a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and change game modes here really fast so that I can show you in survival how much you actually get from this. So let's go ahead and do this, and we'll collect everything here. We will collect everything. So as you can see, you get 1 full stack of seeds plus 8, and then 48 wheat. It does give you 48 wheat every time, but like I said, you can definitely make these bigger, and you can do multiple in a row. So you can have like 3 of these in a row or next to each other or whatever. But you go ahead and just put that in a chest, and that's how you go ahead and collect. And then all you do is you just flick this switch over here, the water seeds, and you go through with your hoe, and you do the same process over and over again. So I definitely hope that this was beneficial to you, and you're able to use this. I'm going to be posting it on the website so you guys can see it. And otherwise, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll have it there as well. Thanks, guys. Peace. Diamond, diamond, I'll mine the diamond, diamond.